We're going live.
Welcome. Namaste. So good to have you here. Thank you for joining us on this important day today.
And we always like to start with the intention. We already set an intention and we're just talking about our intention. I want to repeat the intention that we have for the group here.
That's right. We have gathered together here to discuss an important topic, the coronavirus and how it is affecting us and how to best prepare for this pandemic. And all the information that we have, we're sharing to our best knowledge, to the best research that you've been doing mainly. And of course, our main intention is to spread calm and clarity so that you can make wise choices. And we're coming from our highest goods, serving your highest goods. And we hope that in this time that we spend together, we will be able to create clarity and peace and a clear action plan so that we can all prepare best and go through this crisis with our heads held high, with them calm, and with the power of our hearts leading.
And what's most important is that there's a lot of things going on. And I think that the one thing that we're noticing also with our friends and our students and everybody else we know, there's panic, uncertainty. People don't know exactly what to make of it. There's a lot of unknown things. And the facts are changing very, very fast. It's
almost
amazing.
By the hour.
Right. And then just to start off, just in the news right now, is that officially Italy surpassed China in more deaths in just a short amount of time, just in less than 4 weeks. So the question is, did China really report everything? Well, we have inside information. We know that China is not always telling the things exactly they need to be. The good news is that South Korea has been able to flatten the curve, that there's not growing as fast as before. And what is less good news, it says in the States, but also we see in Europe, is that also the young ones are being affected right now. Right. So there's a lot of unknown. And one of the things that we want to do is first go with you and look at what are the real facts that we know right now, knowing that things might change. And also what are the myths, because there's a lot of BS circulating. And sometimes we fall into the trap because some things look very, very logic.
It looks so sincere.
Right.
And then when you do your proper research, you find out, oops, actually, nope, not so much.
And just one thing that I thought was a great idea was with the hair dryer, blowing up your nose and heating up the sinuses.
Oh, really? I didn't know that one.
But then I've done my research. We'll talk about this later. It's only for viruses that really are like for the sinuses, not for this one, which goes deep into the lung, and so on. So we want to share with you what we know, but that's not to panic, but that's just to know some facts. And then we want to delve deep into what you can do. And actually, we have great news today. And the great news is that with a group of researchers, we finally have been able to get some of the what we call coronavirus tissue, and we have been able to make that into what we call a homeopathic vaccination, which I believe can really be a big difference. So you will hear also about that, and also how to prepare yourself the best, because there are different things you can do when you're healthy. And then as soon as you suspect this infection, you then go on to the next thing. One thing that is my real concern that I want to share is a situation. A lot of young people are kind of, in Dutch we say laconique, kind of like
a bit too laissez-faire about it,
right?
Not taking it too seriously.
And I'm really worried about that, because they can become a threat for older people.
Carriers,
yeah.
Right?
So, for example, my brother is living with 3 young guys, and they go out every day, and they don't care. But then I made them aware that it's not only about them, but also about my brother, who has had a kidney transplant and is a high risk kind of
So this is really the time when it's not just about us, but it's also about those around us, and how do we keep ourselves and those around us safe, right?
Absolutely. And in the end, also, we're going to invite you to our workshop. And the reason for that is that even though we're going to take almost like 90 minutes to explain all we need to explain, but the real work, to doing the things that we want to really help you with, teaching you specific things to do. For example, if you get sick, to make your own vaccination, that we cannot do on air. And the second reason is that there are certain things we cannot say in public because, you know, I say
restrictions.
and so we would like you to take that also in mind, that we will keep sharing every day as much as we can. And you've been doing a lot of things also for kids and moms.
That's right. I've got Grace, and Grace is together with me teaching what we teach in the Joyful Kids program. And we're working daily on creating more and more content so that you can watch it at home. You can put your kids in front of the device and know that you're only going to be sharing good stuff. And yeah, we're even going to get some story time set on Austrian radio. So there's a lot in the works. And we will also today, not to forget, be ending with a short meditation, because we know one thing: when we connect with our hearts and we're with a group of powerful people, just like now, and we're all clear on our good intentions, we can create miracles. And it's time we do that.
Absolutely. And we want to create a tribe of positive energy. We truly believe in the Maharishi effect, that when a group of people connect and send out the same intention and meditate, that we can make a big, big difference. I just want to show them the little flow chart you made, because we won't get a chance to show that later. But this is one of the things that Joy made for children that I'm really, I think, really beautiful.
Yeah, it's a tapping sequence. So we tap the 5 to balance our emotions.
And then she's be doing that on Facebook, and just for free, and everybody can participate. So if you have children in the home, you want to definitely see one of those videos. You've done it in English and in German now.
Yep, we're trying to be bilingual, and we're going to be always broadcasting in the Joy Tribe. So make sure you're a member of the free Joy Tribe on Facebook.
Right. So we will keep on sharing a lot of free stuff that we will do daily. We promise that. I did a couple of meditations. I did tapping. We will continue with that every day. So in order to give people tools, but you can understand that just with that, we cannot give you the all in-depth information.
What, not in 1.5 hours?
No, we're doing
that is
Facebook
so
Live.
Okay, let's start.
Right. You know, one more thing is that Wuhan has not reported, let's say, no new cases as of today.
Nice.
So that, you know, I know it's come from China, you don't know, but at least.
It's a good sign. It's good news, for sure.
All right, so I'm going to put the slides on, so then we can start with that, and then we'll guide you through the sides.
Right in.
Okay, so we're going to begin here. Start presentation. Okay, so.
Is everyone seeing this now? Do we know? Start. I think we've got to hit start.
Okay, so let's just.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. And we will be in the little corner here. Okay, we're going to start with that, and then let's see. This is new. Next. Oh yeah, this is. Go next. Okay, first.
Yeah, please get some paper and pen ready. We don't want to be overly dramatic here, but we do know that the information that we're sharing could save your life and those of others.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to start shortly talk about who we are, especially for the new people. We got a lot of new people, and we're going to begin with you. Oh no, let me see. So okay, this is what we're going to be doing. Who are we? What can we offer you? What will we share? What to expect?
Then we're going to go into the facts that we know. We're going to dive into the unknown. We're going to debunk myths and all that fake information that is out there, at least the ones that we know. We're going to say what kind of interventions are there. So what can you do? Give you some life-saving tips and tell you how to prepare your body and mind for those worst scenarios.
And we will give you our best guesstimate how long it would last, some tips on diets, do's and don'ts. We will talk a little bit about the healing, not for long, but how it can help and why we're so excited about that. Homeopathy will go into that. That's especially important because homeopathy can make a big difference. Yeah, we will talk a little bit about family lockdowns because we are in lockdown too.
Give you a few tips on how to survive the family in this scenario.
A little bit about the oils you can use, some tapping points.
Then we're going to talk about vitamins that are helpful to work as an antivirus remedy, herbs, what you can do when you do get sick, tips on visualization. We're going to tell you why we feel you need to attend our workshop and can bring your family. And after the workshop, how we're going to continue. And yeah, let's come together at the end.
Right, with a beautiful also meditation that we're going to do right now. So let's start with you.
Okay, start with me. I'm Joy. I'm a psychic psychologist, an omega health coach, a trainer, a philanthropist, a best-selling author. I've done NLP. I'm a hypnosis trainer. I have studied homeopathy. I love essential oils. I'm a business coach. I've created the Crystalline Oracle training. I am the founder of the Heart Healing Revolution and the program developer of the Joyful Kids program.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm going to keep mine short. I've been in holistic medical doc for 40 years, written 88 books and a lot of other stuff, but always get a little nervous talk about myself. But most importantly is for me is the experience of put together in the form of Omega Health Coaching that's been taught in many, many different countries. Mm-hmm. So what can we offer you? Together we have 60 years of combined experience. We were the first, because we have a lot of clients in China, to actually start with treating people in China and creating some protocols for them there. And our students knew already about tapping points. We give them the right protocol to tap, and we've seen miracles happen. And
well, the good news is none of them got sick.
None of them got, that was
really amazing.
That's a high statistics. And, you know, when over 60,000 persons follow your advice, and there's no reported case of getting sick. That's really good. That's really good. Right?
So we're on a mission, and our mission is to use the knowledge that we have to help other people and to help them discover who they really are in life and why they're here. We believe in offering everyone the tools to create that long, healthy, happy, loving life with grace, ease, and joy for themselves so that they can become the greatest, grandest version of themselves. And we call this the Crystalline mission.
Absolutely. And when we're doing the facts, we're going to also do a little poll. We want to know, how serious do you take this situation? So the poll will show up in a few minutes. And while we're just continue chatting, you can just choose one of the 4 options. And that way we can get a little bit feedback of you, because we cannot really communicate with you. We do have 2 people stand by that are working in the chat. So if you have specific questions, they can put in links and they can help you. So please, you know, follow us with the polls. Yeah. So we get an idea of what's going on, where you are. Are you taking this serious, or you think it's going to fly over and it's going to be just like another flu season or whatever? So let's start with some facts that we do know. Number 1, it's changing, but at this moment it is said it's 10 times more deadlier than the flu. It's also more contagious than the flu, and it's growing exponentially. So if we see that in Italy, that just in one day they have over 400 new cases, and the intensive care unit also jumped up with 200 new cases in there, and Italy is being overrun, and right now to the leading number 1 countries in the amount of deaths. So a lot of things are changing, but the difference with this virus is that it's contagious. The reason it's contagious for 2 reasons. Mainly 1, it's new. Our body doesn't recognize it, so nobody is immune right away. And the second reason is that probably there's a little different virus than the other coronavirus. It's not the same. And we do know that it's killed at 60 degrees Celsius. So right now they're saying a hot sauna, you have to stay in a hot sauna for 15 minutes. Then 90% of the virus is killed, and then you do another round, probably 2 more rounds. So that's one way to go. But right now,
not everybody has a sauna at home.
Exactly. And right now, because of the social distancing, you cannot go to a sauna. But if you have a sauna, now is the time to get it going. And if you have not an infrared sauna, you can also use some tea tree oil in there, and then really clear out also the long ways that way. Of course, we know that elder people are at high risk, but also younger people now are really, really also at risk.
Smokers, people with diabetes, and generally if you have a weakened or exhausted immune system.
Okay. Another fact is it survives on hands for 20 minutes. One important thing is what they found is interesting is that washing with soap for 20 seconds is better than the alcohol sensitizer. So if you bought a lot of soap sensitizer, Next time, buy just
You mean
normal
the
soap.
antiseptic solutions? So next time, just get soap, right?
You have normal, regular soap. And the reason for that is that the virus has a coat, that's a fat coat. And so the outer layer consists of a layer of fat. And soap is very known as a detergent to get that cleaner than when you use alcohol. So know that soap is better. So don't buy antiseptics and so on and so on. Also, it can survive on surfaces. We'll get into that later. Clothes. The research is not really hard yet, but there's a spectrum to 6 to 12 hours, even though it stays longer on metal and on plastic. Incubation time up to a week. And here's the biggest thing I think everybody knows is that people who are not sick can already be infected. And right now, it is even so that they can be spreading the virus even if they have no symptoms. And that makes it so difficult. That's why social distancing is the best way to go forward. And not that will prevent infection, but at least will slow down the infection, because a lot of people are dying not because of the virus, but because they do not get medical attention. So in Italy, 75% of the people had to be turned away because they didn't have enough ventilators. That's the huge problem. Okay, so
we also know that around 80% of the cases are mild cases, and only 14%, although that is also a lot, are severe, and 5% are emergency cases. 2.5% end in death. This varies in countries and demography. And for instance, Italy has an older population than South Korea, and therefore also we're seeing more deaths.
Right. And the interesting part here is that in Italy, more women smoke. So you see more women dying, and in South Korea, it's less than 5% of the women are smoking, while in Italy, it's 24%. So that also can have an effect, and it's growing now exponentially. So we're behind 2 to 3 weeks of the facts. As we look at Italy, which started 21st of February, China started with the first official registration 31st of December, and yet Italy officially is already surpassing China in deaths and infected cases.
So we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg right now. And it also seems that the younger the person is, the more immune we are.
Right. Slight, let's say, increase of the fever can be the first symptom. There was one woman who noticed that her temperature went up 0.5 degree from what's normal, and that was the first symptom that she noticed. It went immediately to test, and she was.
And are you recommending them to test our temperature every day?
If you can, check your temperature, especially in the morning.
Crazy about it.
Right, not going crazy, but it could be the first sign, and that's important. If you know your what we call your line, and then you see there's a change, that could be the first thing that could be it.
Got it.
Dry cough and dry throat are very important as well. And later stage, shortness of breath, but that can happen already in 5 days. Weakness, some people have fainted. You see that just collapse. It happened even in Holland in the political arena. One of the leaders collapsed. Headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, and sometimes also here. Yeah. And in the meantime, also we're going to do the second poll. And the second poll is about, do you know how to protect yourself? We want to know if you already have some information on that, and we'll later on give you, feedback on the polls. I think we have maybe the one up here.
There we go. In 2 weeks, everything will be okay. Nobody thinks that.
No, okay.
Well, they're still coming in, I think, right? So should we go into the incubation?
Sure.
We know that the pneumonia usually lasts about 5 days, but the average duration into the intensive care unit is only 9.5 days. So it goes pretty quickly, right? And the reason for the lockdown now, as you were saying, is to slow down this process because there's just not enough intensive care unit beds. Okay, so do you know how to protect yourself? Not at all. We have 35% believe into hand washing and social distances in this best. Wear masks and stay at home, only 1%. And then take vitamins, herbs, and stay in best shape mentally and physically, 59% of you.
At this point, right. So let's help a little bit with that also as well. Washing hands is important, but it's not the most important thing. It is especially important if you, let's say, come in contact with other people. It's a good hygiene to do it faster. So we are very big into social distancing as a way to slow down, to flatten the curve. And in the meantime, you have more time to build up your immune system. And especially now we have better remedies that we can, advise you to take. You have a little bit more time to build up your immune system, that if you get infected, because sooner or later, everybody needs to get infected at some point, just like the flu. So you want to be ready for that, okay?
What's the unknown?
The unknown. Number one thing that's not sure yet, and there's a lot of fear-mongering going on, this virus seems to be like man-made because it has even a little component of HIV in it, which is very, very impossible for it to be a normal virus. So the scientists are saying that it's man-made, okay? And everybody is pointing and blaming each other. And it's a combination of two viruses, partly SARS and HIV, like you just said. And is it coincidence that China built the first virology lab in Wuhan, which is quite interesting, and was studying SARS, which is a coronavirus, and Ebola. So that's great. The other important fact is, and we'll talk a little bit about it later, how to protect yourself, is that Wuhan was the first city where 5G was rolled out, and they even celebrating November 2019.
Wow.
That this was the first city. Now, did the 5G cause the virus? I don't believe that. The combination is that normally when the human body is introduced to a new kind of electromagnetic frequency,
it takes time to adapt.
It takes time to adapt. So the first big pandemic was in 1916, when they roll out a new kind of radiation over the world. And then we had the Spanish flu, who killed almost 50 million people in 25 weeks.
Interesting connection, right?
So personally, what we're doing, we are taking sure that in the night we switch off everything, and we will give you some tips later how to protect yourself against the 5G as well.
So what we're saying again is at nighttime, switch off your Wi-Fi. You don't need to be online.
Okay. All right. China has 150,000 cellular sites of 5G. South Korea 75,000. US 10,000. Goes on and on and on. We believe there's a relationship, but of course, the government is not going to admit that. So
what about China, Japan, Hong Kong switching off the 5G grid?
Yeah, so you see, the governments don't tell you everything, but in the meantime, China has temporarily shift off part of the 5G, but they keep rolling out new masts. So I don't know what it really means, and I cannot.
Do you want to talk about the Shungite?
Yeah, so for those of you want to have a piece of paper, you want to write down that word Shungite, Sunungite. And can you grab it for me right there in the plastic bag? This is a stone that comes from Russia, and it's very rare. It only comes in that place. It's a special carbon figuration. So you can see here, it is black. I don't know if you can see it, but it is like black. And it can be polished or just raw, okay? And this stone does not exist on Earth in this form. It's the carbon in it has a different configuration, and it's very dense, and it absorbs the electromagnetic frequency. And when you have it close within 1 meter radius, it will be neutralized. The second tip that we would advise you do is to put it in water. Take a can of water, put this in there. We do this now at home too. And then it will also detox your body. Very important.
It energizes the water with the exact right frequencies to support detoxification.
And it grounds you, and it's very cheap, so you can get it online. So I would beg you to order this, because this will also help you. And then order a few of these, put it around your routers, but also under your bed where you sleep. So especially on the head side, put a few of these little stones on your bed, and that during the night will create a protective shield around you. And this we've tested, and we use it in our homes everywhere.
And would you also recommend every now and again wash them and then lay them in the sun to re-energize them?
This is the beauty of this. It is the difference with crystals, that crystals need to be cleansed, but this so far has been said doesn't need to be cleansed. Cool. No. So it will stay good, absorb all the stuff, and then you don't need to cleanse it. So we don't need. So let's go to the next poll in the meantime. And if you would love to just fill it in so we can see what's going on. Okay, the unknown.
We have more unknown. The question is, can you be reinfected? The answer is unfortunately yes. It seems you don't.
Yeah, there's a little thing in there because some people may get better and then fall back. So maybe the confusing is that. But there have been a few cases where it seems like people are being reinfected, but we do not know for sure. It could have been that they temporarily went okay and then got worse. It was just a case in the United States of a young person who had the same thing. He got better. He was testing even negative. And then in one time he got respiratory problems. So we're not sure. We cannot, it's unknown.
So how long are we contagious if we
Also a big unknown. And some people are saying 3 to 4 weeks, but we don't really know at this point. The point is when you turn, when the test turns negative, you are not contagious anymore. So it's a matter of testing. We do not really know. And there's some people who may be carriers for a while. We've seen it with other viruses before, you know, just like with the herpes virus, we can be carrier and then it flares up. So there's too much unknown here.
So what about kids? Talking carriers.
Right. Now, kids seems to go through much milder cases than adults, but it's not true that they're not infection to others. So kids can bring it. There was a question of a woman asking, yes, my kids are playing outside with other kids. It's tough, you know, my heart breaks.
Our child does not play with other children right now.
And, you know, well, the great thing now is she can now talk with her friends on Skype and those things. And it's tough for the kids, but right now, because it's unknown, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So our advice is to really also with
respect
kids.
the social distancing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how long does it last if one does get it?
If one would get it, it can be very quick. Normally within 5 days, people will also get symptoms. It can last, depending on the complications, up to 2 weeks or shorter. Some people have a little after effect, but normally within 3 weeks, most people are requesting. Why? We do not know. My theory is that the difference, for example, in China is that in the United States, more young people smoke weed. Could that be a reason? I do not know. Is it mutation of the virus? There's so much unknown. So normal viruses always mutate, and that could be a good thing. Normally, the virus does not want to kill people. This sounds like the virus is an intelligent being, but it's a consciousness.
It hits a less healthy population.
It could be also. So there are many unknown facts. There are many unknown facts. But all viruses do mutate over time. That does not mean it's worse. It normally means it's better because the virus, in a way, tries to survive. Let's look at the poem.
So 7% of you think this is just another flu. 4% of you think we will have a vaccine soon. 8% of you think it kills only old and sick people, and 79% of you think it is a potential threat to everyone.
And the winner is, is the last one. It's not just another flu virus in the sense, yes, it is a flu virus, but not just another flu virus because, number one, it's man-made, and normally flu viruses are not man-made. That's what we need to do. We will have a vaccine soon. We're praying for that. There are a lot of research going on. There's even now in Holland, a company in Zealand that is stating that the remedy or medicine used for malaria, quinine, is a potential viral killer. Let's hope that is true, because if we don't have a vaccine, but we have a good remedy, that would be great too. Kills only old and sick people, not anymore. That's not true, and it's a potential threat to everyone. The good news is that the younger ones still are the strongest.
And there is something we can do about it. So talk about something we can do about it. What about the summer heat? How does that help?
Okay, recent research just shows that they make what we call these predictions based on the behavior of the virus. The virus is less spreading in the countries where it is hotter and more humid. So rainfall, this is just a prediction. This is not known yet because predictions can be wrong, but it seems like hotter environments and more humid environments, it slows down the spread of the virus. So that could be a good thing coming up.
What about this? Will it become a seasonal thing?
The coronavirus are seasonal in general. If we look at the flu seasons, 15 to 20% of all the flu viruses are coronavirus. So it's just once the whole system is more humanized, it might turn into a seasonal kind of thing.
And will there be a second wave event?
What is a second wave event? So a second wave event is what's happening now in South Korea, where they went really fast. If you change the social distancing too soon, before it slowed down enough, you can get what's called a second wave.
And that's what's happened to them?
Yeah, it's happening. It's shut up back again, and so they kind of go down again. In China also, they're waiting for that.
So let's debunk some myths, shall we? So what about these face masks? Can they protect us or not?
All right. Now, the bad thing about the face mask is you only should wear it when you are infected.
Or you're a nurse or a doctor,
right. But then you need the professional ones. But it does not protect you from the virus itself, because the virus is so small, it will go straight to the normal face mask. So that's...
So only those heavy-duty masks that medical staff wear would work, and those we can't get as normal.
Right. Normally you cannot get it, and we need it for the staff. Right now, there's a short supply.
And also, even there, they have to really pay attention that they're put on properly.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Okay.
So then, what about? I only have to be with someone. I have to be with someone for 15 minutes before I can catch this virus. Is that true?
Well, if you get more than 50 minutes face to face with someone, it's not the only way you can catch it. That's one thing you need to remember. It can be a way, but it could also be from picking up from contaminated surfaces. That's why the hand wash is important. Is when, for example, you go out, even if you go in, every time you go out, you come back, first thing you do, wash your hand with a good soap.
Wash your hands. Okay, so what about water flushing? If I sort of gargle my mouth with water or vinegar or I don't know, whatever, will that kill the virus?
A lot of stuff going on there. One of the theories was that if you drink water every 15 minutes, you will swallow the virus in.
Okay.
It's a nice theory. I like the theory, but this is just a myth, because the virus, what is true, if you swallow the virus, it will die in your stomach. But the way of infection is not through the mouth mostly, it is through the nose, and even can be even through the eyes. There's even some research, it can be on eyelashes and all of that. But important is to hydrate, and we are recommending to put 1 drop of tea tree oil in the water, because tea tree oil seems to kill viruses, and it gives me a feeling of safety. The second thing is that some people say, well, the oil doesn't mix with the water. Do not put it in plastic
containers, glass containers.
Glass containers. Second thing is that on the tea tree oil, the known will say it is not for ingestion. And that's true. You don't want to put tea tree oil in your mouth. It can become toxic. But 1 drop in 1 liter to 2 liters is not going to kill you.
And I find it mixes way better if the water is hot.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So drink, and you can add that. For me, it feels safe to add 1 drop of tea.
What about the virus being able to be spread by pets?
Yeah, we got a lot of questions about that. And the good news is no. However, if your pet has been in an environment with a lot of virus, it can be on the fur for a while.
And you could touch it and then put your hand to your mouth.
Theoretically, but the dog itself or the cat itself will not spread it. And if your dog goes outside and you don't trust it, maybe you have a spray with some tea tree or whatever. But if you're scared, wash your dog with soap, and that will be okay.
So we don't worry about the pets.
No, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. What about children? There's something, children can't catch it?
No, we talked about that. No, so children will deal with it normally easier, but it's not that they don't catch. For them, it could be just like a normal flu, or even you might not even notice them, right?
What about the hand sanitizers? I think we've also mentioned that they don't always kill the virus, or actually hand washing is better than that?
Yeah, and so it is very bad for the skin. So technically you just want to use soap, 20 seconds, and that's the best way to move, and forget the sanitizer. Okay, if you can hold those.
Yeah, that was on social media as well. So there was this thing, if you can hold your breath for 10 seconds, you're healthy. Unfortunately, it's not quite true. It was mixed a little. So do you want to debunk that one?
Yeah, so the truth is this, that if you have severe cause of lung fibrosis, you cannot hold your breath for a long time. But then you're already in stage 3. So if you think in the morning, hold my breath for 10, say, I'm not infected, is not true. And so we don't recommend you to hold your breath to see if you're infected or not. You can be infected and hold your breath for 10, maybe not 10 minutes, but at least a minute, and you wouldn't even know. But in a further phase, when it gets to the lungs, then you cannot hold your breath for a long time. We're very uncomfortable, but it's not a good test.
And at the same time, we are recommending that you do daily breath practices such as pranayama, because you're doing more than just strengthening the lungs. You're helping your immune system and you're calming your mind. So those are two different things. Thank you. Awesome.
Right. And we will get more into that also on our Facebook Lives, and in the workshop we will do specific breathing exercises to prep up the immune system, which is very, very important in this case, and to detox the body.
We talked about this one a little bit, about the heat and that killing the virus. So can we skip this one?
No. Okay. So important is that the heat at 60 degrees kills the virus. So that's what we need to know. That's why we recommend also to test out the sauna. But the point is that some people think that drinking hot water is going to kill the virus. And that's not true. So 60 degrees is hot.
You would really burn your throat.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But I think you can drink 60 degrees. Okay, what about garlics and herbs?
You do it.
Yeah, I do. So I've even heard of people sticking garlic up very interesting body parts. What about garlic?
Garlic is good for you. That's in general. In the fact that it may help to stimulate the detox and will have stimulate the immune system, but it's not going to kill the virus. It will not protect you against the virus, but it's good to get a stronger immune system.
So things we also heard that are not true are that you can get the virus by the mail, or that you should not buy products from China anymore because you could get the virus on that. That's all not true, is it?
No. The longest the virus in ideal circumstances will be able to survive on that, so it will be 24 hours, which is very extreme. So you don't have to worry about the mail and so on. But don't shake hands with the mailman.
So what kind of interventions are there? What can one do?
Okay, so we have 3 things that we're looking at. One is pharmaceutical, which we're working on for the vaccine. And as we said, we have just been able to make the first homeopathic, what we call no-so. And the other thing is antiviral combination. We've been doing some testing, especially in Taiwan, where they combine flu with antiviral, and that seems to be working. And it is a rumor going on that China has an antivirus vaccine from Cuba, but they're not giving to Americans. So that will be a pharmaceutical intervention. We don't have that yet. The one thing that is a kind of pharmaceutical, but also kind of holistic, but they test it out in different hospitals, that is intravenously vitamin C in very, very high dosages. Up to 24,000 milligrams a day and even higher. And that seems to really help with extreme respiratory disease, and it can be life-saving. So if you would ever have to go to hospital, see if you can get vitamin C infusions. I saw also from a Chinese connection of ours, Elisa, that they shipped 50 ton of vitamin C to Wuhan, in the Hubei province. So that could be called a pharmaceutical.
Then we have social distancing. So keeping a distance of 1.5 to 2 meters to your fellow friend is a good idea.
And the main reason for that is that if we do not do that, we're going to overwhelm the intensive care. For example, in Belgium, there are only 1,100 intensive care beds, and they can expand it to 2,000. But even in Italy, there was not enough. And that's why in Italy, 75% of the people who need medical intervention, were left to die. And the doctors have to make really heart-wrenching choices there. So that's why we're so strict on that. And then follow the rules. Don't be stupid. The reason is to flatten down the curve. That's very important.
And then we do have quite a few alternative and holistic methods that, of course, not proven by
we'll be talking about that more.
So let's talk about some life-saving tips. We've just mentioned one, follow the government rules, follow the lockdown, follow the social distancing rules. Take this seriously. And if you're coughing or sneezing, wear a mask or a shawl, sneeze into your elbow. When you have first signs of the disease, call your doctor. Don't go there, call him first or her. If you're feeling respiratory distress, please call the emergency.
And then what is very important right now, especially with the lockdown, take extra time to de-stress, sleep a little bit extra. We'll give you some more tips later on, meditation. We have the audio tape that we're sending everybody. Which is really tough is stop smoking.
Then take your medication, take the things that you have been advised, and be as hygienic as you can.
Right, and especially people who have high blood pressure, now is the time not to be a wise guy or a wise woman.
And change your medication.
Or not take your medication also. Follow those rules.
You want to boost your immune system in any way that you can. So we've mentioned sauna, we've mentioned vitamin C. We're going to be mentioning more things, taking enough sleep. Anything else you want to say here?
Yeah, so we will guide you later in that. Also start to meditate. No, very important. We'll be doing some Facebook Lives on that and stay in the positive. I think the biggest right now stress to your immune system is panic or fear. The anxiety wears you down, wears down your adrenals. And that's why we will help you and guide you with a lot of meditation. We will teach you how to do that exactly. So follow us on Facebook on that. And we want to guide you to this process to how to de-stress. We'll teach you different ways. Also I did a Facebook Live tapping some points, which, we've been doing already since we met. We've been tapping like crazy. Hold no grudges. That's your specialty.
Yeah, this is really a time when you want to solve those internal conflicts and also have those conversations with people that you might be in conflict with. You don't want that energy zapping any valuable energy from your immune system. So it's really time to clean up. And yeah, it's not one thing. What do you mean with that?
It's just not one thing. You want to follow as much of these things as possible. So just don't focus on one thing. Also, we want to do another poll in the meantime, number 4.
Ooh, what is this one?
Why you can't trust the news.
Why can't you trust the news?
Yeah, that would be an important one because a lot of people are now obsessed with news. So we want you to just play with this poll for a moment. And one of the things is if we get too focused on all the bad stuff, it will influence 2 things. One, we create this collective
field of fear.
Field of fear, collective field of fear is one thing, and it has an effect on your subconscious mind. Even if you pretend, you're happy, you're joking around, making these, we get a lot of WhatsApp, these funny videos and all those kind of things. That's the tip of the iceberg. It does have an impact on you. So you do want to do your homework, even if you're feeling okay, because that could be a little bit
clearing the system. So especially those emotions like anger and fear and sadness, you want to make sure that you're using the tapping to eliminate it out of your body.
Let's do the palm.
Okay,
they're looking for sensation. That's absolutely true. They want you to be obsessed with watching. This is great that's also true. This is unknown territory and they have no clue. And then all the above. That is
75% of you say, all of the above. I think I'd agree there, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Okay.
So how do we prepare our body and mind for this? How do we go about it?
Okay. Number 1 advice is listen to the meditation we prepared for you. You should have gotten it by now. If you do not have that, we do have a special new hot email line. Did you know that?
Tell me.
It's called COVID@crystalline.com. We'll put it in the chat as well. That's just COVID, as you write, COVID@crystalline.com. Christ, all in. .com.
I know we are not a religion.
No, it just happened to be we know Crystalline, and so we're using that. And so if you have any questions on anything related to this pandemic going on, use that email. It's our hot email. We have volunteers and our staff working on that.
Very hard.
Right, and we're making now a FAQ I think 4 languages. We will have it available soon, so that we'll collect all the most asked questions, and we will answer that. I have a team of advisors, and Joyce also, whenever she has an input on the emotional, mental stuff, will give also advice what the best things to do. And this FAQ will keep on working on this as questions keep coming in, right? So that we can keep you updated. We'll have this available for you as well. We'll post it in the Joy Tribe and other places, also maybe on our website if we can. But we want to keep you updated on what's happening, especially when there's good news. We want you to know. Right? Okay.
We also have a video prepared for you so that you can tap your points. You'll find that on YouTube. You'll get those infos later too. As we just said, join us on the Joy Tribe and follow our Facebook Lives, and make sure you get outside and get some exercise, even if you have to walk on your own.
Right. And also sign up for our newsletter at crystalline.com. And so then we will keep you in the loop, in the news of whatever is going to happen.
So when we talk about the body and mind, let's talk about the mind and start right in the morning with the best way to start a morning. That is actually before you get out of bed. When you're still in bed, you've got your eyes closed, start your day with an intention. What do you want to see happening in this day? How do you want to go through this day? What's most important to you?
And then as soon as you set the intention, so the intention is for the day. Well, how would I want to experience this day, and you want to see yourself being happy, vital, whatever, but you want to also visualize your future after that, how we go through this time together. And what we're creating is a tribe that's all visualizing the same thing.
Happy outcome.
Right. That by summer, we're looking back, it's behind us, we're fine, we know where we have not only survived, we're thriving again, business is picking up, everything has worked out. This is the most important thing that we can do as a tribe. And this is one of the things that we want to do. We want to teach even deeper techniques in our workshop, how to make your intention even more powerful, that it affects your body and immune system, and also the visualization. We go through a whole process, but you also will make some free stuff available. But in the workshop, we can go much deeper than that.
It's also a really good idea to do some journaling in these times. You have enough time. So journal in the morning, journal in the evening, even if it's just for a few minutes, and allow your thoughts to pour on paper. You will be surprised reading that journal maybe in a few days or weeks, how far you've come and what the processes were that you went through. It's a really beautiful way of doing some mindful practice.
Right. And also in the journaling, some of the fears may come up. So for example, in the dreams, we had several people reporting to us that they had some fearful dream. Write about those things, because once you write it down, it's out of your system.
No longer in your head.
Exactly.
And it helps you be more mindful.
Absolutely.
So we really urge you to practice meditation. If you've never practiced meditation, start out with 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Stretch that time, set the timer on your phone, and really make time for you in silence. It will change your life.
Absolutely. And we'll also give some tips in the Joy Tribe, some simple stuff that you can start doing right away. And then when we go into the workshop, we will be going deeper in these techniques. Now, a nice one.
Be kind, be kind to yourself, but also to those around you. This is not the time to bring out the bitch. This is the time to bring out your kindest self.
Especially when it's been proven that when you're in close quarters on top of each other,
fares better.
it can be stressful. So put your attention to be kind. And there's one thing that's not here, like today, here in Austria, it was sunny. So, catch some sun rays. The ultraviolet rays of sun rays is known to kill viruses as well. And the extra vitamin D is good also for your immune system. So if it's beautiful weather outside, catch that too.
So make sure you also focus on gratitude, and, don't watch the news the whole time. You can go crazy on that. Really step out of the buzz regularly so that you can also have your focus on more beautiful things.
And also when you journal, write a few things down, what you're grateful for. This way you will also boost your immune system. Actually, Dispenza was telling about this, that they've done a research of what happens with DNA when we focus on gratitude, is that the signal in the DNA shifts where the body gets healthier and the immune system got stronger. And he's talking about 3 to 4 days, a boost in the immune system.
It goes very quickly.
It goes very quickly. So you want to focus every day on gratitude, even though when things are tough and grim and so on, keep your focus, journal about it. It will have a great impact on your immune system. This is scientifically proven.
That's right. And you could also journal about what is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than obsessing about the virus, focus on what can you do, what is possible for you now, and know that we will overcome this for sure, and the world will not end. And do some breathing exercises. I'll show you some very, very simple ones at the end when we do our meditation. And remember to send love to those that are suffering.
Especially also for the hospitals,
the nurses, the doctors, those that are working so hard in those times.
Intensive care. And remember the research that was done where they did blind studies with people sending love to people in beds where the one group was receiving the intention love from a group and the other was not. And the people were receiving love. They were healed faster, less medication, less pain. So
never underestimate the power of prayer.
Right. So do that. Pray for those that are suffering, because 2 things happen. You will make a difference. Remember that. And because you're now in what we call the love frequency or the compassion frequency, it affects your immune system. And now here's a kicker that most people don't know.
Give us a kicker.
The kicker. This is an important one. And we can show them maybe the time is power move. That would be a cool thing to do also. So the kicker is this, that when we are focusing on what we call the love frequency, so praying for other people, be kind, compassion, our immune system not only functions better, but the T killer cells function much better. And the T killer cells you can see as the Navy SEALs of the body, and they are the ones that attack viruses. And there's a movement that maybe we can show it together, the T killer move.
You know you do.
Okay, so what you do, and you can see that you put your left hand, is important, and you put your thumb inside your left hand, like this, right? And then you're gonna do it 3 times on your breastbone. And we're gonna first show, and then we're gonna go through it. And you go like this, 1, 2, 3, that's step 1. Step 2 is you're going to make a sound, ha, ha, ha. Step 3, you're going to smile, ha, ha, ha. And you do this 3 times. So we're going to do it, ha, ha, ha. Breathe, smile, ha, ha, ha. Breathe, smile, ha, ha, ha. Now, you can think we're crazy. You can think we're stupid. We don't mind. But this has been developed by a doctor, Dr. Goodhart, and this activates the thymus gland and activates the T killer cells. I once have given this to a cancer patient many, many years ago when I did not believe that. And that cancer patient wrote me later a letter that she was completely cured. So I'm advising you to pep up your immune system doing this, we call the T power move. Very, very effective.
Let's get back to our friend, the virus. How long will this all last? What do you think?
How long will it last? To be honest, we don't know. We can only pray and hope. But we can guesstimate. If we look at China and how China went into lockdown, and right now today, they did not report any new cases in Wuhan. So if we look, they started in January, we know in March, so we're talking about 2.5 months, 10 weeks. So we look at that, we have April, May. So based on that, if we follow the lockdown, the social distancing, we have a great chance that by mid-May, things will get a little bit back to normal, step by step. This is if we all follow the rules.
So then it said that, World War II was way worse, right? And World War III we're hoping will not happen.
Exactly, okay.
Okay, so what are the diet's do's and don'ts? So I know that we should lower our animal protein and increase our intake of vegetables.
Right.
We want to keep it pretty simple, not go crazy on processed foods. We want to avoid dairy, especially milk. I think yogurt is fine.
Right. And what we're doing is we are balancing your pH. We're going from being a little acid to more alkaline, which is a better state to be for you, and it's better protect you against the virus. So that's the one thing we know from the past, from many, many patients we treated. The dairy for a lot of people is maybe no problem, but what we do know is that dairy causes more producers of mucus in the lungs, in the sinuses, and the gut. So that's why the reason we're saying go off dairy, you know, if possible. Replace it with oat milk or almond milk. We do not recommend too much soy milk because it may have an effect on the estrogen, and that is not good. So what we call fermented soy is okay, like tempeh, whatever, tofu, those kind of things, that's fine. And also like yogurt, when it's not the, I would say, the fabric yogurt, when it's really like organic and so on. You can do that. A little bit of cheese will not kill you, but cheese is hard on the digestion. Do not go too much in that, but especially stay away from milk right now. That's the best thing that you can do for your mucus.
And then we have the obvious: don't go crazy on sugar, avoid too much caffeine. Raw food is great, and fasting is also a good idea, right?
Especially do maybe once a week juice fast, or what we call like vegetable fast. Eat, you know, let's say broccoli all day or whatever. But a good, if you have problems with your blood sugar, a good way to fast, but you have to do it for 3 days, is to use raw, what called brown rice, not the Uncle Ben's brown rice, but
the full grain.
The full grain rice. Brown rice. Do that for 3 days. It will cleanse your colon really well. It will pull out a lot of stuff out of the gallbladder, liver, and the lymph. And just when you detox, that's excellent for these times. It's a very, very powerful way to help.
So next, subject change. What about the Healy? Why are we all into this, and how can it help us?
All right, so we had quite some amazing things we saw in China with people using the Healy, that they were in better energy than other people, even when situations got very, very stressful. So for those of you who don't know the Healy, we'll talk a little about the machine. It's a machine quite new. It's been on the market just for a year. It works with your phone. It's a little app that you can put in your pocket, and we'll go to that. And it emits a frequency either to the bands, but what's most important is the research behind this has been there for 12 years, comes from Germany, and thousands of doctors have been using this for a while. And this is the first time.
Research is very impressive.
Oh, it's incredible. And they put this in a little machine with an app, which is crazy. We have machines that cost,
you could buy a few cars.
From $15,000 up to $30,000 or euros that are doing something similar. And here you have something that it starts at 500. It's not pocket money, but what we do know, it can stimulate the body. It's like going to an acupuncturist, for those who know about acupuncture.
Well, and it increases the ATP production, so the energy in your cells, by over 70%. Now, I don't know anything else that does it.
Right. And we have also, for the people want more information, there's an email, healy@crystalline.com.
And
we will send you information. We'll just give you a few short things more about that. It works on quantum energy, which is frequencies. And some of you know about Nikola Tesla, one of the most geniuses we had in time. And he says, if you want to know the universe, you have to know about frequency, vibration, energy. And the Healy works totally on that. It uses microcurrents, and its research shows that this can, for example, you already mentioned that, but it's also very good in reducing pain. It works also on depression, and it's even medically certified for that.
That's right.
Right, and these are the two people who've been doing research for so many years. Right. You know, I'm not easily impressed, and I would never recommend something that I don't believe in, but this we're really impressed with. Now, Healy has a really nice mission. We spoke with the CEO of the Healy, and they want to reach 100 million people, and for prevention, but also for longevity and also for healing. But Healy is not only for, let's say, healing the body, it's also great to keep in good shape. It balances the meridians, the chakras. It helps you to remove toxins out of your body, helps you to sleep better. There are programs for learning. They're coming out with a program for losing weight. It is crazy. And our mission is?
Well, our mission is to give people tools to become a better version of themselves and live a long, healthy, and graceful life with joy and ease.
So our missions totally combined, right? So that's why we saw that.
It's a medically certified device. This is not woo-woo. There's a ton of research behind it. Send us an email and we'll give you all the information. These are the ways that you can use it. There are wrist electrodes, sticky electrodes that you can stick directly on the body where you have pain. And then there are electrodes that work over the ears, especially for pain and depression. Why do we support it? Because it is a medically approved device. There's so much research behind it. It is proven to be incredibly successful to treat pain, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, depression, sleep disorders. So we just know it's a fantastic product, and we want you to be able to have access to it if it is of interest to you.
And what's most important, they just give away a free upgrade specifically to support against viruses. So that's now available on all Healys as well.
That's right. And we were just talking to the CEO, and he said the good news is that the Healy team themselves are all healthy. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah,
That's the best proof.
That's really interesting. And the whole family can use it. So
it's totally safe.
Yeah. To know more, send us an email to healy@crystalline.com, and we'll send you all the information you need. We don't want to spend too much time on that.
Let's move on to homeopathy.
What is important, just to be totally transparent, if you do get it through us, because it works through what's called social sharing, you cannot buy it in shops, we do get a percentage, and right now we're giving that percentage to our volunteers. Totally, we're not taking any money from that.
Transparent.
Because our volunteers, and we love them, they're working.
So
Jeez, we have been bombarded with emails, with questions, and yet we're not set up for that. So our people are doing their work. We really, really love them for that. They're all, contributing, and that's why we're giving any commission we get, we give to them. So at least this way we can help them, because it's going to get more in the future. Let's talk a little bit about homeopathy.
Why is it useful?
Well, I've been a homeopath for over 40 years. And what you need to know is that I became very famous as the problem solver. People only come to me if they go everywhere else, and they would come to me the last resort. And some of them also went to homeopath. The difference with how I worked with homeopathy was that I was using testing devices, either muscle testing or electrical devices, so I could pinpoint the exact homeopathic remedies. So I learned a lot of homeopathy that many of the homeopaths don't even know. So homeopaths are classically, they have different opinions than I do, but homeopathy has been proven to be effective in chronic diseases when you know what to do for 80% now. And I think that's a high number, okay? Of course, you can go on. The official medicine think homeopathy is BS. We believe otherwise.
Beg to differ. So you might want to write this down in phase 0. So this is like a prophylaxis, right? You want to focus on Bryonia and Arsenicum alba. That's on day 1.
Yeah,
right?
So we're going to alternate. So on one day, you're going to take these 2, and you see potency says D6. You don't need to know what it is. Just if you find you order D6 or C6 is also okay. Around the 6 number would be good for all of these potencies. These are low numbers. So on one day, take Bryonia and Arsenicum alba together. By the way, in India, has recommended all the public to take Arsenicum alba, right? And that's a big country. And they're running out of Arsenicum alba, but okay. Day 2, you use lycopodium and phosphorus. These are 2 combinations.
And you take those 3 times a day?
Yes, you can take, I don't recommend twice a day is enough, because this is just to prep up the body, to get it in a better shape, to help detoxify, and especially because of what's hanging out around us, to also prepare the subconscious mind for what's coming, right?
What do you mean change every day to the next pair?
So Bryonia and Arsenicum day 1, Lycopodium and phosphorus day 2,
and then switch back
day 3, day 4.
Okay.
So I hope you've written this down, and even if you don't know the names, they're easily available. You can get this, and this would be the first thing you can do.
We're going to dive deeper into that in the workshop.
Yeah, we're going to go much deeper. Now, if phase 1 is when you get sick, or you suspect get sick, or you notice your fever is going up, that's when you want to have aconitum and belladonna and ferrum phosphoricum in your home. And then the only thing you need to know, are you sweating or not sweating, or is it just like a little, it doesn't go up and down, but you feel a bit warmer. So if you're not sweating, that's aconitum. As you start sweating is belladonna, and then ferrum phosphoricum is for if the fever just stays a little bit low, right? Again, the same potencies. And then if you feel something's happening, you want to take it every hour. That's very important. And then phase 2, this is the best remedy when you now know you're sick, and then you go back to the bryonia and arsenicum, lycopodium and phosphoricum, but now you take it every 15 minutes. Okay, so that's the best we can do right now when let's say, this is a protocol that I would recommend everybody. Okay, now the good news, as I said at the beginning, we have managed to create something specifically for this virus. It was like a movie to get out of Italy some of the, what we call tissue. This was being...
I can imagine. I don't even know how you did that.
You don't want to know it, but we succeeded in that. And then with the team, we've succeeded in creating what we call like the first homeopathic frequencies that is specifically tuned into the coronavirus thing. This is, I think we're the first. We cannot officially call it a vaccination. That is medical not approved, but known from homeopathy experience is the best thing we can get close to a vaccination. And we're very, very happy that we can offer this as a service. You want to write down here this website, optimaformula.nl. That's where you can order a package. It's a complete package, consists of 5 remedies, and you will get a specific way to take that. And I truly, with my 40 years of experience, I can promise you this is the best we can do right now. This is super, super new. And so optimaformula.nl, and you can get more information on that.
There we go. There we have it again.
And there you can also get a good multivitamin. The other thing we do recommend is colloidal silver. You know a lot of colloidal silver.
I love colloidal silver.
Okay, and then there's a formula called THC4, is supposed to increase the interferon. And there's special CBD oils. We're going to make also a little more information on that. There's one specific for the immune system as well. Not all CBD oils are the same. Yes, family in lockdown.
Right. So, as I said, I'm going to be giving more tips on this in the Joy Tribe. But for now, it's really important to understand that the collective energy that is surrounding us is very similar to a war zone. That means that a lot of emotions that you might not be consciously aware of will come up around you. You might, as if your parents are working with children, you'll notice that the children might reflect this back to you. They might be especially whiny, especially whingy, especially angry or sad or whatever. So just know that that is normal, and it is also totally normal that conflict can come up in relationships, in families. And instead of going against that or having this ideal of, no, now everything has to be harmonious, accept what is and roll with it, and rather use this as an opportunity to clarify, to have great conversations, to actually maybe even have conversations with your children where you listen and you discover more things about them, of how could I be a better parent, how could I be a better brother, mother, sister, daughter, whatever it is, right? So I really encourage this time to make time for games, to make time for great conversations, and to include children in your daily doings. So rather than doing everything for children, if you're a parent, include the children in and give them tasks, give them jobs to do. There's so much to do in a home, especially if you're in lockdown. You can give them chores to do so that their day is just as structured as yours. And that gives me the second input I want to give you. We're usually not used to having so much time for ourselves. And if we have time for ourselves, then we'll usually, I don't know, go on a vacation, we'll be somewhere else. So this is a very new situation for so many of us that we still have to get used to. And the thing is, when we have so much time, we might not know what to do with it. So having a structure, a daily structure every day, something that you know that you can hold on to, where you know I have different times of the day that I do different things in, will not only help pass the time quicker, but you'll feel more effective and you will feel more accomplished at the end of the day when you know you've done the things you need to do. So what I advise to my clients and the families that I work with is to set out the different elements of the day. So you know there are chores to do. You know you have times that you will need for yourself, even if it's feeding yourself, washing yourself, taking care of yourself. Then you'll need to have times where you want to feed your brain, study times, just like your children doing their homework, their schoolwork. You could be doing something that is engaging for your brain as well. Then you want to have creative times, play times. You could play a board game, you could do something creative together or on your own, you could sing, you could do some pottery, you could paint, you could learn a new skill. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you want to use your creative power. That's where journaling comes in. And then you want to have some reflective time, some space for yourself. Now, I know if you're in maybe a small place and you've got all these people around you, that can be a challenge, but there are always ways, even if it's just a chair that you turn around and face a corner with. If every one of your family has their own space that they know that they can rely on, it'll be easier to get on with everybody.
Right. And then, you were on the radio here, and they were so impressed. They were so that they asked you to come back also to do more. And also we in the workshop we will be creating some more of that stuff. And we're going to do a last poll also for today.
Yay,
and the question
next
is,
poll, what's up?
right, we give you a lot of information, and we're still not finished completely yet. But the question would be, see if you understand what's going on. Why specifically would you go to a workshop? Why would you come to join us for 2 days? We would like to see what you think, why that's important. Okay.
Why could that be important?
So let's talk about essential oils.
Another great way to support your immune system. Now you could put these in a diffuser so that it's vaping away in your home, or you could take the oils internally if they're really pure oils. The oils that we recommend right now are peppermint, eucalyptus, and tea tree oil. We've put it in there. You put a few drops in the diffusers. You can inhale the steam out of the diffuser. And we also spoke about putting the tea tree oil in hot water and drinking it, so taking it internally.
Cool. And now the poll is in.
Hey, the poll is in. What is it saying?
What we're seeing is all of the above. One of the most important things that I really believe that we cannot show online because it requires more time and a specific way of testing is that we're going to show you a very secret that not many people know, homeopathic technique, how to make your own vaccination when you're sick. So especially when a family member gets sick, there are a couple of ways that you can create.
As a lay person.
We're going to show you this technique. Many homeopathic doctors do not know this. Is you can create in a special way a vaccination made of the virus of what that person is suffering from. And that, I promise you, if we only do that, that would be worth the workshop in itself. And so that technique, I truly believe, can save a lot of lives. And that's something we cannot demonstrate on air. Not that I don't want to, but we get into a lot of trouble. Believe me, we get into a lot of trouble into that. And we have, of course, more techniques that will go deeper. We will show you specific breathing exercise that we learned in Thailand that we modified to our own liking that will be helpful in this time.
Combined with some Indian techniques.
And combined with some other beautiful techniques that we're doing every day here. We're going to teach you specific ways to tap points to activate your T killer cells and also improve your immune system against virus and on and on. It's going to be 2 days intense. And I'm very, very excited. It's coming up really soon to where we can share to the world, and everything you learn in the workshop, you can share with others. Because it's live streamed, you can watch it with your family, and you will see it's a very, very low price that really you can afford. So I'm very happy that we can provide this. Okay.
And it'll also be a beautiful chance to meditate together, even if you've never meditated before, because most people tell us they absolutely adore our meditations, and it helps them really chill their mind and relax in a way that they often were never able to do. And the good thing is that as a live stream ticket, you can go back to those meditations. You have a whole archive.
Actually, we'll send them to you immediately after you get me, as soon as it's ready. And what is very important is also to create that global grid of people where we create the Maharishi effect, that we're going to go really deep, which we cannot do online because, when you're on Facebook, you cannot go as deep. There's so much distraction. But in the workshop setting, we go as deep as we can and create a powerful grid worldwide, which not only will be good for you, but will also spread around, and we'll show you how effective that is.
I've just put the slide in for the essential oils. These are the ones that we like working with, so you might want to write those down. You can also order them through support@roymartina.com if you know exactly what you want. This is an affiliate.
And for the doTERRA. That's okay. And what doTERRA has,
is the On Guard, right?
The On Guard is a very special that only doTERRA is a capsule, I believe it is. It's a combination of oils.
They're different ones. You can get them as beadlets to pop in the mouth, but also as an oil combination. They have a whole series of bad products down to the hand soap, actually.
Absolutely. And I would definitely at this time advise that combination. And again, this is a social sharing company. We do get a commission, and we share this also with our volunteers. So we're completely transparent on that.
That's right. So tapping the points, we've been doing a lot of that. What would you like to say about that?
Well, I showed on Facebook just recently, just 2 points that are needed for that. And we just showed you this one. And so on Facebook in the Roy Martina MD Netherlands, you can still find the points tapping. We'll also put it on the YouTube, and you can find that one on the Roy Martina TV YouTube, where we do that specific tapping.
5 elements tapping. You will find that in a lot of our clips, because it's one of our favorite tools and a tapping technique that you can use for all manner of things. So not only to boost your immune system, but also to overcome phobias and
And we'll do some of that on Facebook too.
For sure, for sure. Okay, let's talk about the essential vitamins that are a good idea to take.
Right. You want, if you don't know this yet, you want to write down, but it's also in our booklet that you downloaded. So in there you find this. I just want to mention that the vitamin C, there are a lot of questions about that. One of them is, should I have a special brand or not? And some people were not, especially doctors, like, this is not a good strategy, but it's been proven now also in hospitals, intensive care, that high dose of vitamin, especially protect against the septic shock that happens in the end when the lungs really start to fail with the fibrosis creating those lungs. And that you can protect yourself by taking vitamin C in a high dosage, and you can go now low if you want, let's say 5,000 to 6,000 grams. But the moment you think you're sick, up it to beyond 10 to 12 grams. That will give you the best protection of your lungs, and the other stuff you can just add it to that. And remember the colloidal silver, we are very, very big on that, especially if you suspect that you're getting sick. It kills viruses. Okay, then you want to write these down if you don't know these. Echinacea is very known. And what most people don't know, the Sambucus niger has been tested to be antiviral. So we're not saying that will kill all coronaviruses, but it has proved, it's a proven record in the clinic. So you want to really do that. Moringa leaf also helps antiviral. Astragalus helps. And Glycyrrhiza glabra.
I cannot even say that.
Glycyrrhiza glabra is actually the stuff that is in licorice. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, and that has a strong
I knew
antiviral.
licorice is good, yeah.
Antiviral. If you cannot find it, at least take some licorice into that. And when you combine these, also it helps great for the immune system. So that's a really nice formula for people who love herbs.
So what do? Should we get sick? We start tapping right away. You want to get rid of all the emotional charge that you may have around it, all energetic connections. That's what the tapping will do for you. So you'll find the video on YouTube. You want to take your homeopathy frequently?
You can choose now. If you choose the antiviral package, you will get a handout that explains everything into that. We explain already the frequency from homeopathic to 4 ones, 2 on 1 days, 2 on you increase the frequency of that.
So that's all part of the package?
No. So the homeopathy, the package that we create is totally different. That's completely tuned in on the virus. That's been our research for the last couple of weeks, just getting that ready. That's different. You then don't need this is just for the homeopathy we discussed, the Bryonia, Arsenicum alba, Lycopodium, and so on.
You increase the herbs, you increase the vitamin C, you take the colloidal silver, and you listen non-stop to the audio recording to get your brain into the same vibration of healing as you want it to be. You want to visualize yourself being healthy. See yourself in 3 days from now, in 3 weeks from now, doing what you love, being strong, being flexible, doing something that really gives you joy, and keep that image in your mind. Think of it before you go to sleep, when you take a nap, when you wake up in the morning, when you're waiting in line somewhere. The whole time.
Very important. We've done this also with cancer patients very successfully.
And there's so much research on Simonton as well. Visualization, huge thing.
Right. And then pep talk to your body. That means that consider your body not to be you, and you're like the coach of your body.
Tell it what you want
right.
it to do.
Tell, yeah, you're doing okay. You can handle this. We're gonna get through this. So talk with it like you're talking to a human person. That has been very, very powerful.
To your best friend.
Right, exactly.
So when we visualize, we love using these tips. So we send love and gratitude to our immune system and our antiviral system. We've just talked about visualizing what's happening in 3 days. And then think of anything that you're grateful for. Think of someone that you love, something that you are really appreciative of. And remember a time when you felt really safe and loved. And that visualization will also boost your T killer cells. It'll bring your energy up in the body, and it'll get you healthier quicker.
Right. And you cannot do like too little of that.
You can't overdo this. That's right.
Okay, so a little bit about the workshop that we're gonna be doing, and we've really made it the best, cheapest price that we can, so a lot of people can come. So we're gonna do, of course, the breathing exercise. We're gonna teach you a specific way to detox very fast, how to improve your chance of healing fast with special exercise, which is coming from the quantum science. Acupressure and ear acupressure is very, very important in acute situation. Intentional healing we'll be doing on how to support loved ones who are sick and how to do healing for your loved ones as well. Yeah.
We're going to talk about homeopathy and how to increase the effect of the homeopathy that you might also be taking, how to make your own auto vaccinations.
This is the one.
What you need to do first, so what are the protocols, and to know those 3 stages of action that we need to take. Do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, so we have number 1 to stage 0. Stage 0 is everything seems fine. Stage 1 is that when something begins, but you do not know what yet, do I have the virus or not. Stage 2 is now you know I have the virus, and stage 3 is where the complications could come in. And we want to act stage 0, stage 1, and in stage 2, that's when you have to really, really know what to do and how to move very fast. So that's one of the most important things that we cannot, of course, explain here. And then we're gonna teach you even more about the love frequency, how that specifically can be tuned into the T killer cells to activate them. It's like training them to go specific after the coronavirus. It's like giving that command to them. We'll teach you how to do that. I think this is going to be the most important workshop we've ever done.
It seems definitely the most timely we've ever done, right?
Okay, so also we're going to teach you, if you cannot find the remedy, how to make your own remedy with intentional power. And now we also spoke activate your T killer cells, a simple cocktail to protect your lungs, how to release stress and fear quickly, the most powerful way to visualize, and then very important, mantras for healing. If you get sick, believe it or not, the Dalai Lama was saying something about it as well. He's using different mantras. But we're talking about mantras when you're sick, what you can do in order to really change the vibration that will kill the viruses. So last but not least, about why I attend our workshop is...
Because as a live stream ticket holder, you have access to those recordings. It's not something you only have once. You can go back in, you can re-listen, you can watch those things that you maybe didn't catch the first time. And we promise you, you will learn practical tools. We will give you everything we know so that you can apply it right away. So this is really a hands-on workshop where you will know what to do when, so that, we can all stay safe. And there are many things that we just can't share in public, and we can share in a safe surrounding of a workshop.
And one of them has to do with, we have contacts with some people who are, let's say, CIA, and they're very secretive, and they warned us what we can say, we cannot say. But if you know these facts, you know, it will really, really impress you and will also help you to do that. So now,
here's our offer to you today, because you stuck it out with us and you're still here with us. So as a webinar participant, you will get these tickets for just 125 euros. So it's half price of what the tickets normally are. We've tried to really slash the prices low as we can, because we know how important it is for everybody to be able to join.
And then honestly, 125 for a whole family, that's a really good price. And we want to keep it that low, because the big thing is this could save lives. Maybe not yours, maybe you're young and you think you're going to make it, but what if someone elder gets sick and you can give them the advice that they need in those circumstances? So that for me was a big, big reason, and we're happy we can live stream that.
So once the workshop is over, the journey is not over. We really believe in the power of a tribe, and you will know that you can then also continue your healing journey with us. We will keep sharing tips. We can still stay connected with each other, and we're always also there to answer your personal questions.
And especially because in the workshop, we will have such a deep connection. We want to keep that connection, that grit
That
strong, so we can, get that Maharishi effect also to other people around us.
Support each other. We know that many of you even in the chats, make great connections with each other and often find each other in the craziest ways. Absolutely. So we really believe in that power of community. Are you ready?
Yes.
Now we've come for the time where we've shared the information, and we'd like to share a beautiful poem with you. So now you can relax, you can put your pen aside. We will now go into the more relaxing part of this short webinar or longer webinar, and I'd love to read a poem to you and then meditate together. Are we in for that?
Yeah.
So how does this work with the slides?
Yeah, I will follow the slides.
Okay, you got this. Okay, so get into a comfortable position. Maybe take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and release. Maybe with the sides. Do that again. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and release. And one more time. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and release, and start breathing through your nose. You could close your eyes now if you like. Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and grey and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other across the empty squares, keeping their windows open so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the household and the houseboat. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number through the neighborhood, so that the elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbors in a new way. All over the world, people are waking to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be the disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen behind the factory noises of your panic. The birds are singing again. The sky is clearing. Spring is coming. And we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul. And though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing. And now allow yourself to ground down into the earth beneath you. And imagine that you are this beautiful, big, old oak tree standing in this old garden full of green lushness. And imagine that you could grow those roots down into the earth. And allow every breath that you take to connect you to the core of the earth. And then allow every breath in to bring oxygen, life force, but also a sense of calm into your body. And now allow everything else that you no longer need to flow out of the soles of your feet. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath, and when you release your breath, you release all that no longer serves you. Do it now. And imagine drifting and floating on a big fluffy cloud where you are safe and protected, surrounded by loving frequencies. And as I count from 1 to 3, you're going to float and drift in the most relaxing way to your happy place, a place where you are safe, centered, and calm. 1, moving and drifting, relaxing all parts of your body and mind. 2, to that perfect state of relaxation that is right for you, where your body and mind can regenerate, recover, stay strong. And 3, be there now. Look around you. Is it day or is it night? Are you inside or outside somewhere? Notice the sounds around you. Notice the sense of peace within you. And now allow your breath to relax you even deeper. As you imagine all the colors of the rainbow coming in through the top of your head, filling your brain, your face, your neck. Now your back, your shoulders, your arms, with all the healing frequencies, with all the love, with all the resources you need. Take another deep breath in and bring those rainbow colors into your chest. Breathe them into your lungs. Take them into your heart. And allow that rainbow of healing to spread throughout your body as you take deep, nourishing, relaxing breaths. Knowing that when you open your eyes again and come back into the here and now, you'll be completely relaxed, recharged, rejuvenated, regenerated, and ready to do whatever it is that you need to do. Knowing that your body and mind can relax and are a healing machine, a team that works together non-stop to keep you healthy and happy. So now with your next 2 breaths, download all the calm, the peace, the confidence, the abundance, every resource you need. Charge your cells with all the healing light. Take 1 more breath, and then as I count from 3 to 1, you come back in the here and now, feeling full of vibrant, loving energy. 3, take a deep breath in. 2, come back into the here and now. And 1, open your eyes, feeling wide awake and grateful to be alive.
Thank you for that. It's beautiful.
Thank you for joining me.
I hope everyone enjoyed that. So in finishing, just giving you the most important part, that we have been able to work with over 60,000 Chinese students who have used our downloads and stuff like that. And we're going to give you a special bonus today. One of my most famous meditations.
Right.
It's a 12 meditations to train your mind to how to influence your body to be healthy.
It's life-changing. I listened to this for an entire year. Every month I listened to one of these audios and completely changed the way that not only I saw my body, but the way that I was able to influence my own health. So I feel this is a huge gift we're giving. So instead of 129, what are people paying today?
Well, no, again is for free. If they,
for free. That is so cool. I love that.
If you sign, so basis the value of the workshop. So we're giving you something back in return for signing up for the workshop. That's going to be very valuable. It's going to be for the rest of your life. So basically, it's the price.
Win-win.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Okay.
It's a gift for us to you for joining us and to, also helping other people, because all the techniques that you learned, what we got from us, share it with as many people as you can and want. And please inscribe as soon as possible so we can,
get ready for you.
Send this to you as soon as we can so that you can start with it right away.
And the best thing about the Omega Healing audios is they're safe for pets, they're safe for kids. You can put them on repeat. That's how I did it. I put them on repeat in the night and I slept with them. So please think of that option too. You do not have to consciously hear any of these meditations for them to work for you.
And also the workshop that we're doing is live streamed worldwide. And you can watch this for 3 months and, and we're going to have it in different languages.
That's right. We are working on a translation into Italian and into German. And I think the best part of the workshop is that we will be able to do a global meditation together. Those are always epic and the effects are beautiful. So I really look forward to connecting with you all in that way so that we can really make a massive, beautiful impact.
And even though now we're in Austria, we know that some of our friends in the States are watching, and we want to thank you for your support and for everything going on there. And we're very, very happy that we can connect through these means in these tough times, because the whole world right now is in a kind of a crisis. And right now we are doing everything we can. We're giving so much free services to everyone. We just want to help. And this workshop is for us a way to really go so much deeper. And once you learn the techniques, you're free to pass it on to everyone. Because that's the gift that we're giving to you. It's not a secret then. It's up to you to then to teach to others any way you want. And yeah, this
sharing is caring.
We want to end with a beautiful message. And then if we can play this right now as a video that we uploaded for you that really is so in alignment with what we are actually doing. So we're waiting for our people to show that. In the meantime, thank you for watching today. We hope to see you back again just very soon on the 28th and 29th in the weekend, where we'll be live streaming from here, because we are stuck here.
Background might be a little different, we'll see, but it might be the same.
We are stuck here. We actually are in the room from our daughter.
We've occupied her bedroom.
So yeah, I don't know if we get to play the video or not, but if not, then
we will post it on the drive if we can.
Right. So yes, hope this is useful for you, and
thank you so much for spending your precious time with us. We really value and appreciate you. Thank you.
And we also had a beautiful song, but we couldn't get it.
Oh yeah,
here it is. Okay.
We made a statement saying that now we are at the crossroads. We will be faced with a lot of chaos, disasters, tears from our relatives' eyes, viruses and sickness, or we can unite. Spiritually in this global community. Then we can create the energy shift. We heal together. Because we as nations, we need to respect each other. That's what it's going to take to heal Mother Earth. And that this is in our
stopped.
Time right now.
And that this is in our time right now.
We have to have hope.
We have to have hope.
We have to believe in spirit. And that's the only way that we can create miracles.
Yes.
That was it. We are at crossroads.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again very, very soon. And to be continued, you can find us in the Joy Tribe also. And we will keep on doing the best we can to help as many people as we can.
Let's do this
together. See you in the workshop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.